Another big week for Cardano. We've hit a new all-time high in terms of wallets created on the blockchain. This will be happening every week for a very long time. Also a new high with the amount of total value locked in the applications on the blockchain. This is very good and will be happening more often as well in the future. Also, I want to talk about SundaeSwap and their ISO that is coming to an end. They've given us an update here about how that is going to end, and also scaling solutions on Cardano, including Hydra. I want to talk about some of those updates, really important for the network and good news for the blockchain as a whole. Let's get into the price initially. So we're seeing, very, very soft prices overall. Look, I don't think prices are going to go mad anytime soon with crypto. We're coming to the end of a very large bull cycle. The interest rates are going up and the Fed is kind of withdrawing some of its stimulus from the market. It's not to say that crypto can't go up this year, but it's not going to be moon boy stuff like we've seen over the last few years. This is, in my opinion, it's a good time to just kind of relax and think more about the long-term future of some of these projects. Just like in the stock market as well, stocks can go up this year, but only if they're solid businesses that are growing their revenue. If you're a bad business and your revenue is falling or your profits falling, you will get slammed this year. And it's the same for cryptos. Unless you have a fundamental use case, a lot of this stuff is just going to be very soft. This is my opinion about this. If you want to know more about what I think about the markets, definitely join the crypto investor groups. I'll leave the links in the description. You can have a chat with me in those. Just to look at some insights though for Cardano, now what we can see is new wallets, right? So these are ADA wallets. We've hit over 3 million. And what we can see is the total value locked. So this is DeFi Llama, obviously taking this figure. We can see we've actually topped over 100 million in TVL. Now TVL, it's not a great metric to look at. There's a lot of different things that go into valuing a blockchain, not just the amount of TVL, right? So this is total value locked in some of the apps. But it's a very general sense of, hey, look, if you have more TVL, that's probably a good thing, right? And obviously with the more people using the applications as they're coming on and they're scaling, we would expect this to be, moving up into the billions. So just in a contextual point of view, 100 million, it's not a massive amount. But look, Bitcoin doesn't have much TVL because there's no DeFi. So it really depends what you're comparing it against. And obviously where the value is in that blockchain. A lot of people invest in Bitcoin as a payments network. There's obviously total value locked in the coins. People have that they put into the coin, right? The kind of value there. So like I said, TVL, not the best metric. It's kind of a messy metric, but look, if it's moving up, that's probably a good thing. What we can also see is that Cardano actually last week basically implemented some scaling to the blockchain. And what we can see now is that, we're in the okay zone, right? So we're 80% load. This is great, right? This means that people are wanting to use the blockchain. And if you follow Cardano, essentially Cardano, implemented smart contracts at the tail end of last year. And then really, it wasn't built for massive scale initially. Cardano do things step by step, and they haven't just said, hey, look, everyone kind of pile onto the network and see how it goes. They've just said, we're going to implement smart contracts. A few apps are going to launch. They did launch and got, a ton of uptake. And essentially, they're having to now kind of increase the parameters of the blockchain to increase the load step by step. If you want to see how each blockchain has TVL in its system or, just the general growth, I recommend a site like DeFi Llama. There are others out there. I use DeFi Llama quite a lot. It's a free site, so you can go and use it. And you can see how the TVL on Cardano is going. You can see the amount of apps on here. There aren't many apps right now that are launched and kind of public. You can see that SundaeSwap have actually reached over 100 million TVL. So they're really kind of the biggest player on the network so far. There are other players though. MusiSwap is a DEX on Cardano. A lot of people use this. It's very early stage for Cardano though, but go to DeFi Llama, have a little look around and see how TVL on Cardano is compared to other chains. But like I said, it's not just TVL that feeds through to the valuation of a blockchain. There are other things, including really what's more important, decentralization and security, for me, kind of the two main things, and obviously store of value in terms of its tokenomics. So if you are part of the ISO, the SundaeSwap ISO, obviously you've put your wallet wallet into one of the stake pools that's supported. So you will be receiving those coins. Now, the 14th of February, which is today, as I'm recording this, this is the end. Wait for this epic to end. You need to wait for this, or epoch, as I should say, to end. So as you can see here, the 14th of February is the very, very last epoch or epic, and that's the deadline to delegate. So you want to make sure that you wait for this one to end, and then after that you can basically redelegate your wallet. So after this date, this is when SundaeSwap will not be giving any more rewards in terms of their ISO or their ISPO. So if you have delegated, then great, you can get those ISO rewards. Now, something that there's been a huge kind of discussion point really with the ISO is that because so many people are delegating their coins or their wallets to the stake pool operators, as you can see down here, basically decentralization of the blockchain has suffered a little bit. This isn't great, but Cardano is going through growing pains, and look, one app can take a lot of the resources. This is just, how it is at the moment. It's not a mature blockchain. It's like day one for Cardano. So what SundaeSwap have basically attempted to do here is kind of incentivize people to take their wallets and stake them with smaller operators. So what's happened is you've got a concentration of wallet and coins in the ISO stake pools. And what SundaeSwap have attempted to do here, and you can read this article, is incentivize you to take your coins out, or take your delegation out, I should say, and put it into a smaller operator to increase decentralization. Okay, so in my opinion, this is good. At least they're trying to do this. So they're calling it the reverse ISO. So essentially what they want you to do is take your delegation and put them somewhere smaller. And they're actually going to incentivize us to do this. So they're actually going to be giving more Sunday tokens out. So what you can do here is actually basically delegate delegate to one of the other ISO operators that didn't get chosen for the initial ISO. So they will actually put a list of these up on their website. So check the SundaeSwap Twitter, go and follow them on Twitter, and just check for updates here. What's going to be happening, and you can see the key dates right here, key reverse dates, right? So February the 14th is the final snapshot for the Sunday ISO. February 19th, we get the reverse ISO begins. This is when you want to be maybe taking your delegation away from the ISO stake pool and into one of the other smaller stake pools. So what they're going to be doing here is giving you the Sunday rewards via drip drops. So you don't have to do it via drip drops, but this is basically a service that you can use, and you can connect your wallet up to it, and then you can get your ISO rewards if you were delegating to the ISO. So on March 1st, you can do that. You can connect your wallet to the drip drops site. I'll leave a link below to them. They have a Twitter account, so make sure you follow them for the updates as well. So that's how you get your Sunday token rewards if you want to do that. You don't have to do that through drip drops though, because they will charge a small fee. In my opinion, it's a couple of bucks, it doesn't matter, but you don't have to do it through drip drops. You can actually wait and get it directly from the SundaeSwap faucet, as you can see here. So you can wait and get it through there, or you can just get it a little bit early and pay like a small fee to drip drops to do that. In any case, you can see the reverse ISO ends on the 24th. So wait for SundaeSwap to give you the ISO pools, I should say the reverse ISO pools, the smaller pools that you want to redelegate your wallet to. This will just increase decentralization and help out the network. So that's what I'm going to be doing, and I recommend you do that as well. Plus, you're going to be getting some extra reverse ISO rewards if you do that as well. Now I want to talk about scaling on Cardano, because it's a big issue. People have been using Cardano and saying it's actually slower than they would want, and that's because everyone's trying to use it and the blockchain is scaling up slowly. I want to talk about Hydra because Cardano have given us an update on this and it looks really awesome. Like I said, if you want to know more about what I am trading and when, getting my trade alerts and seeing my portfolio, and you want to talk to me about some of this stuff, check out the Crypto Investor course in the description. I have 150 videos here, and more videos are added over time for free for existing users, so check that out in the description. But let's talk about Hydra. So what we can see is that Hydra, essentially we've seen a demo, which is pretty cool. And we can actually see this on YouTube, and you can see how it works right here. So I suggest watching this. I'm not a computer programmer, so it's above my pay grade, but it is pretty cool. And I kind of get how Hydra works right here. So in my opinion, after watching this demo and also reading this, I believe that Hydra is a lot like the Lightning Network on Bitcoin. Like I said, I'm not a computer scientist, so I don't know if that's exactly how it works under the hood. However, a lot of the things I'm reading here basically, to me, sound a lot like the Lightning Network. So you have a base layer and then you have a secondary network on top. It also makes sense to me that Hydra works a lot like the Lightning Network because Cardano uses UTXO, which is the same thing as Bitcoin uses to account for transactions from one wallet to another. Cardano used something slightly different called extended UTXO, but it's the same general thing, which is an unspent transaction output from one wallet when it spends coins to another wallet or back to itself. So this is, in my opinion, the same sort of thing with Hydra as we get with the Lightning Network, which is essentially where you open up a Lightning Network node, and then you basically put collateral into the connection, and then you can spend basically between the wallets that have that connection multiple times, and then only when the connection is closed do all the transactions and basically the balances get sent down to the base layer, of the blockchain to clear. That's how I actually read how Hydra works and the Lightning Network works. If it's under the hood a little bit different to that, maybe put that in the comments below. But what you can see with Hydra is it's a provably secure isomorphic state channel. Simply put, it is an off-chain mini ledger between a restricted set of participants, which works similarly, albeit significantly quicker than the on-chain main ledger. They use the word channel here, which is quite funny because Lightning Network has channels as well. When forming a head, participants may commit funds to it. That's exactly how the Lightning Network works. Let's say you have 3 people. So in this example, you have 3 people. Each of them put an amount of ADA as collateral into basically the channel. And then what happens is that between those 3 participants, coins can be spent from one to the other pretty much instantly off chain. And then what happens is that eventually, after a while, when this channel closes, the balances that are left between the 3, and these could be different to what they went in at, that gets cleared down to the main layer. So that is exactly pretty much how the Lightning Network works as well. And like I said, that makes sense. Essentially, this has a specific use case of spending between wallets that have the channel, but basically it means that transactions can be extremely cheap and also basically instant as well, and they don't have to wait to clear on the main layer. This is just one solution that Cardano are working on to scale the network, and it has some specific use cases. It can't be used to scale the entire network because there are other use cases that require different types of scaling, but it's just one thing basically, having what I think is basically the Lightning Network for Bitcoin on Cardano as well. Like I said, if I got the tech wrong, do tell me in the comments, but from an end user standpoint, I think Lightning and Hydra is similar, whereby you open a channel and then basically send payments between wallets very quickly and almost free of charge as well. So a good use case for Cardano. If you want to check out the Crypto Investor course, that link is in the description. Also come and join the Discord. The official Discord is linked. I'll pin that as a comment as well in the comments, so you can come and make sure to join the community. I'm James with MoneyZG. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.